I'm Suzanne, and I wanted to stop today and talk to you about a very important thing. And over the 20 years that we have been counseling, there's some very important fundamental principles that people need to get a hold of in order for their life to change. And so I wanted to talk to you today about learning how to nurture your own inner health so that you can reach the kind of lifestyle that you want. First thing you need to look at is, what do you want to change? Change is much like being on the bank of a river, and you're sitting on this side of the bank, and you can see you want to be over here. But there's a long distance between here and where you want to get. Sometimes that means going down into the river, going across the rocks, and back up the other side. So change. Where do you want to be? What's your goals? Where do you want to aim for? Just sitting on the bank and wishing you could get to the other side of the bank isn't going to get you there. Second thing we need to look at is, how willing is your will to actually get there? A lot of people have a will that's crippled and shattered and really doesn't want to do anything more than sit on that side of the bank and moan and groan about how come they can't change and get to the other side of the bank. Physical changes are going to happen. So you're going to have to take your body on a journey that you may not have ever experienced before. Change can be uncomfortable. Change can be an adjustment. Some people might not expect and want you to change. So there's going to be emotional consequences of changing as well. That's a whole other area of looking at what's happening in your emotional health. In fact, back on our website, if you go back to our website address, there are two really interesting IQ tests there, IQ emotional tests. And one of them is from a very reputable source. Interesting enough to go back and have a look at and just find out what emotional IQ you have in order to be able to face the changes that are going on in your world. And then, whether you realize it or not, you're much more than a body, you're much more than the will, you're much more than the mind. There's actually a spiritual dynamics going on inside your world as well. So how willing is your will to change? Emotionally, how can you manage and how can you go through change? But spiritually, how can you reach spiritually to a point where you can reach the other side of the bank and know that you're there because that's where you want to be? So you're actually a spiritual being. You might not realize that. So the whole spiritual dynamics comes into things when you're thinking about change. So we put this all together, called learning to nurture your inner health. Because there's lots of reasons why you need to do that. Other people can't give you what you won't give yourself. And the old saying about the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, no, that's not true. The grass is greener because they've watered it and they've taken care of it on the other side of the fence. So that means there must be some principles that we all can learn in order to have a healthier inner life. And that's what this is very important we need to know about. Emotional health, physical health, your will, spiritual health, and then where is mind on what it wants to change? What do you want to do in your life? And those are all very important concepts that you need to get a hold of in order to cross that river and get to the other side and get to your bank. So this is Suzanne. May you find the other side of the bank is brighter and happier than you had any idea it was going to be. Bye for now.